I think it's been a couple of days since I did a video, and you may hear it in my voice. What happened was my daughter came home from grade 1 and she had a cold, and within 24 hours the whole family had it. And I'm getting up there in age, so it got me pretty good. I'm feeling a bit better today. I haven't been able to do a video. You wouldn't have wanted me to do a video, but I did do some work on the side. And what I'm talking about is the Antidote case. And what I've done is I have finished all the stuff that I want in the bottom. What I did is I did a couple of capsule pills in addition to the sort of liquid antidote in the vials. So I put those in beside the needle, and I'll show you that. I did a couple of inputs for like 1/4-inch jacks, like jack cords for like electric guitar, but with some kind of technology. And I did a little mini keyboard with I don't know what you call the round part. It's like a trackball, but it's flat and it's got a little indentation, a circular indentation. You turn it around. Anyways, I'll show you all that. None of that is really any different than any of the other modeling I've done. The keyboard, they're just rectangular buttons. In fact, I think I copied them from some of the other buttons. I'll show you how I made the little track, I'll call it a trackball thing. And then I went on and I did the top part of the case, which has got a screen. It's going to have a couple of speakers on the side. I'm going to do the grill holes, I think, in Substance Painter, because that'll just blow the polys out of the water. I'll talk to you about that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then I did 2 other little sections. They all come off the main screen in the middle, in the top part of the case. And there are antennas on each side. All right, so straightforward, easy stuff to do. And then I made a couple of hinges so I could have smaller screens. So I've got 1 big rectangular screen and 2 smaller screens that can come on, sort of like a camcorder or a video camera, whatever you'd call those things. So of course I have to do all the graphics for that, and I have some plans for all that. So I'm going to show you that, and then I'll talk about some specific pieces, maybe how I did them, if I think there's any trick to that. And that's going to be it for the modeling. Then we'll move on to unwrapping this. And we need to talk about it. There are 2 main ways to do the materials for a model like this. If it's not just like a pen and you need 1 UV map. We're either going to do multiple materials in Blender, bring them into Substance Painter, or because each material gets its own UV. So I will need at least 1 material for the case itself, the bottom and the top, depending on how much detail you want to put in. And we're going to need another material for like the foam or whatever material it is that has the indents where I stick the vials in and I stick the needle in. Again, because that's going to have some perforations or holes or some surface deformations with a procedural texture in Substance Painter. And in order for that to work well, you need a decent UV. So that's probably another material. And then all the individual items, I probably could do all the panels with 1 material with the bolts on them. But then, you got the needle, and I don't know that I'm going to do much detail. I might do a little bit of detail on that. The vials themselves are probably going to be separate. So I'm either going to be using multiple materials or a few materials and the UDIM method, which I've done quite a bit. That's probably what I'm going to go for. So it is going to take some time to make that decision. And then to unwrap each piece. Some could probably be Smart UV Project, but a lot of it will have to be manual unwrapping. And I'll show you that. We'll do a few tests. And then the texturing itself. Nothing super complicated at all, because this is going to be sort of probably like a hard plasticky material for the case itself. Like a stylized metal. I'm not going for rust and grunge. And then all the screen graphics, which I may end up doing in Blender, but I'm not sure. So, if I feel well enough, I will do a commented video tonight. If for any reason I don't, but I still want to do something, I might show you some stuff and put in some, annotations or something along that line, or do a time lapse of modeling something. We'll see. All right. So, anyhow, I'm anxious to get back to it. Thanks so much for checking out the series, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this progresses, and I hope you are too. Take care.